In every era, in every generation, there are forces that shape culture, steer identity, and set the rhythm for how entire communities move. And within Afrobeats, within the global African diaspora, that energy has always come from one source: the women, the queens, the ones whose presence, confidence, fashion, spirit, and beauty form the heartbeat of everything the culture celebrates. When people talk about Afrobeats today, they talk about the artists, the DJs, the producers, the promoters, the events, the nightlife. But beneath all of that lies the truth. The culture does not evolve without the women who animate it, inspire it, challenge it, and give it soul. This is why it's not an exaggeration to say the queens are the heartbeat. They carry the pulse, they define the pace, they shape the vibe. And Afrobeats, as global as it is becoming, continues to follow their lead. When you walk into any Afrobeats party, whether it's in Toronto, London, Lagos, Accra, Amsterdam, New York, or literally anywhere else growing into the sound, the first thing you'll notice is that the energy of the room is always determined by the women. If they're having fun, everyone is having fun. If they're dancing, the night is alive. If they're vibing, the DJ knows he's doing his job. And if they show out with the fashion, the confidence, the natural beauty, the braids, the wigs, the dreadlocks, the Ankara, the lace, the streetwear, the soft glam, the bold glam, the entire room adjusts to match that frequency. Afrobeats culture has always understood that the energy of the queen determines the energy of the night. It's not a small thing, it's the foundation. And when you look deeper into the music itself, you see it too. So many of the biggest Afrobeats records, the most iconic melodies, the most unforgettable hooks are centered around praising women, appreciating them, celebrating them, and sometimes even begging them, because the feminine presence has always been a source of inspiration across African music. The culture was built on admiration and rhythm. That's why when Afrobeats went global, it wasn't just the sound traveling, it was the confidence, the beauty, the style, the vibe, the simplicity and complexity of Black women rolled into one aesthetic that the world couldn't take its eyes off of. Now, in cities like Toronto, where the diaspora has carved out its own version of Afrobeats culture, the influence of Black women is even more obvious. Walk into a day party in Scarborough. Walk into a Saturday night event downtown. Walk into a university party full of West African, East African, and Caribbean students. You'll see it all: the movement, the fashion, the friendships, the laughter, the hairstyles, the glow. Black women bring the soul of home into spaces thousands of miles away from the continent. They carry identity on their backs. They protect culture without even trying. And because of that, their presence alone turns events into community spaces rather than just parties. And it doesn't stop at nightlife either. Look at the rise of Afrobeats fashion brands. Look at the expansion of African skincare lines. Look at the way braiders, stylists, makeup artists, lash techs, nail techs, and designers have become entrepreneurs shaping the diaspora economy. These industries are dominated by Black women. They are the creativity behind the scenes. They are the ones preserving African aesthetics while pushing them into the mainstream. And they are doing it while navigating worlds that often underestimate them. But despite that, they still move with excellence. They move with magic. They move with alignment. This is why Afrobeats culture feels balanced, because the queens are constantly holding it down in ways that aren't always recognized publicly, but always felt deeply. And then we have the artists, the global women redefining Afrobeats today: Molly, Thames, Iris Star, Tyla, Amare, Tiwa Savage, Fave, Queen Madi. These women aren't just releasing music, they're expanding what Afrobeats is allowed to be. They're pushing the genre sonically, visually, creatively. They're showing the world that Afrobeats is not one-dimensional and that women are not secondary players in it. They are innovators. When Molly blends softness with confidence and dreamy melodies, She shows the world that Afrobeats has a feminine elegance that deserves global spotlight. When Thames performs with that effortless power, she becomes a symbol of a new era of African identity. When Iris Star blends fashion, vocals, and personality, she becomes a blueprint for the next generation. When Tyler breaks global records, she demonstrates that Afrobeats can travel anywhere, transform anything, and speak any language. These women have become the new ambassadors of the culture, and they are doing it with ease. And it's important to understand why this matters, because for decades, African women were often overlooked in mainstream media. But within Afrobeats, they have always held central roles as dancers, performers, curators, influencers, business owners, and cultural leaders. They shaped the confidence of the genre long before the world was paying attention. And now that Afrobeats is global, the world finally sees what we've known all along. You cannot talk about the culture without talking about the women who make it feel alive. Black women don't just enhance Afrobeats, they stabilize it. They bring softness where it's needed, fire when it's necessary, and balance at every level. They carry the stories of the diaspora. They connect tradition to modernity. They walk into a room and make it feel like home. That's why you'll see so many creatives, from videographers to photographers to designers to DJs, who rely on the presence of Black women to bring authenticity to their work. They know the vibe cannot be replicated without them. And this is especially true in cities like Toronto, where the African and Caribbean communities have grown together for decades. Toronto is a melting pot of cultures, but Black women from the diaspora are the thread that ties so much of our nightlife, our music, our fashion, and our social energy. They show up, they support, they celebrate, they uplift the artists, they carry the events, and they maintain a standard of beauty and confidence that influences everyone around them. This is why promoters build events around their energy. This is why DJs select songs based on how the women are reacting. This is why the best nights are the ones where they feel appreciated, welcomed, respected, and centered. When you zoom out and look at the global rise of Afrobeats, you can trace the success back to the presence of women, both on and off the stage. They are the reason the genre feels alive. They are the reason the industry feels fresh. They are the reason the culture feels vibrant wherever it goes. They don't just participate, they elevate. They embody everything Afrobeats represents: joy, rhythm, elegance, community, celebration, identity, strength, and resilience. So when we say the queens are the heartbeat, it's not just a poetic phrase, it's the truth. They set the rhythm, they keep the pulse, they bring the warmth that makes this culture feel human. They remind us why Afrobeats is not just a genre of music, it's a lifestyle, a community, a celebration of life. And as Afrobeats continues to grow, one thing will never change. The women will always remain at the center of it. Their beauty, their presence, their creativity, their energy. That's the heartbeat the world keeps falling in love with. And if you've ever been to a party, a concert, a day event, a nightlife experience, or even just watched Afrobeats content online, you felt that heartbeat too. If you're enjoying this journey through culture, identity, and the beauty of our community, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe.